When imagining an actor's life, we tend to think that they have endless money to blow. But that was not true for actress Barbara Windsor. In fact, she was $1 million in debt. So, what exactly led her to such a disastrous situation? Let's find out. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below saying I subscribed. And we'll do our best to personally reply to your comment. Barbara almost lost her life during the Second World War. Windsor was born in Shoreditch, East London, in 1937. Her childhood was a bit of a challenge, as she spent it mostly witnessing the Second World War. What made things even worse was when her father was forced to attend the war. His absence also made the rest of the family move to North London, where Barbara was raised by different family members. But even after returning from the war, Barbara's father would remain absent from her life. He was even absent for decades, after he walked out of the family home when Barbara was 15. Barbara was also a part of the London bombing evacuation, which led her to escape to Blackpool. Here, she was welcomed to temporarily seek shelter in the house of a couple. The couple who took her in attempted to harm the little girl, but her screams were heard by a school friend, whose parents called the police. Barbara then moved in with the same girl who saved her life, and her parents, who were charmed by her natural singing and dancing abilities. The kind family decided to give Barbara a chance in life and sent her for dancing lessons. When she returned to her hometown, her dance teacher did her a favor and gave her a note that read, "Barbara is a born show-off who loves to perform to make it easier for her to get into a good dancing school." In the beginning, Barbara's career had a lot of ups and downs. When Barbara went to her hometown after the war had ended, her mother was shocked by her talents, so she quickly enrolled her daughter with Madame Behenna and her Juvenile Jollities, which was a dance school in Stoke Newington. Here, Barbara scored the best marks in the entire North London, passing her 11+ examination with ease. She was then given a full scholarship at a local Catholic grammar school. Meanwhile, Madame Behenna continued to help Barbara out by getting her in singing and dancing competitions, which she often won, and eventually came to the attention of a talent scout, Brian Mickey, who got her a part at the Wimbledon Theatre. Sadly, the school Barbara was attending refused to give her the time off, and she had to drop out. She stood her ground to not give up on her stage ambitions, and at the age of 14, she was finally accepted by the Ida Foster Stage School in Golders Green. Barbara made her professional debut in 1952, in the musical Love from Judy. Her first professional role was to act as an orphan. Her acting skills received a lot of recognition, and it was at this time when Barbara adopted her stage name in memory of her cherished Uncle Charlie, who sang in local pubs and told her stories about Marie Lloyd and the other great music hall stars she had seen on TV and magazines when she was just a child. The musical Love from Judy toured for 2 years, but Windsor also found time to get on screens and made her debut in the 1954 movie The Bells of St. Trinian's, where she acted like a schoolgirl leaning out of a bus window shouting, "Ta-ta, see you in the holes." By this time, Windsor had made a great impression on the lead actor of Love from Judy, Johnny Brandon, who soon asked her to appear in a sketch with him in Variety Parade, a television show on BBC. Both Barbara and Johnny toured from the show. But the act they did was not much of a success, partly because each night they were upstaged by Ken Dodd, an untiring comedian trying to make a name for himself. Barbara was left with no other choice but to work as a shop assistant after leaving Ida Foster, because the promising start of stage work went downhill for some time. But she still continued singing with Ronnie Scott's band for a while, and also appeared in a review with Fenella Fielding, Barbara Ferris, Jill Gascoigne, and Amanda Barry. Meanwhile, Barbara also started looking for love and had relationships with Ronnie Scott and many others, including Bing Crosby's son, Gary, George Best, Maurice Gibb, the American film actor Victor Mature. Her toxic husband got in the way of her career. Things started to get better for Barbara when her career began to skyrocket in 1960, when she was given a showy part in Joan Littlewood's theatre workshop production of Things Ain't What They Used to Be. In 1961, she was in the first series of the hugely successful BBC television comedy The Rag Trade. And just 3 years later, Barbara became a household name when she was cast as secret agent Daphne Honeybutt in the 1964 movie Carry On Spying. Her most memorable scene in the series came in 1969, in Carry On Camping, where her bikini top flew off during the act, while showing female campers taking part in an outdoor aerobics class. It is a funny and joyful scene, but the reality was much different. In fact, she was filmed on a very cold day with the mud painted green. In 1964, Barbara would get married to gangster Ronnie Knight. And even though the relationship was really toxic and violent, the marriage still managed to last for more than 2 decades. In 1983, the pair ended up in divorce. Just a couple of years after their separation, Knight was jailed for his part in the Security Express robbery of 1983, where he stole around £7 million. Throughout the years, Barbara got more into film and television performing, but she was also active in live theatre. She also appeared in 30 pantomimes between 1950 and 2011, and starred on Broadway in Oh, What a Lovely War in 1965, receiving a Tony Award nomination for Best Actress in a Musical. Outside the Carry On series, the actress appeared in only 20 films throughout her entire career, including Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, A Study in Terror, and It Couldn't Happen Here. She also lent her voice back in 2010 to Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass for the Dormouse character. Different from other stars at the time, who tried to keep their personal life private from the public, Barbara often spoke openly about personal health, emotional issues, her turbulent love life, and the way she was attracted to toxic men. This is one of the reasons why the public saw her as a relatable celebrity and also liked her a lot for her courage to speak up. Barbara went $1 million in debt. After her marriage to Knight had ended, Barbara married a popular chef named Stephen Hollings. They bought a pub and restaurant in Buckinghamshire, which failed miserably because of their marriage problems. This was something that left her with a $1 million debt. When it came to her career at this time, Barbara was acting in EastEnders up until 2010 and returned to the show for several episodes between 2013 and 2015. Alzheimer's disease would soon come to invade her. After Barbara divorced from Hollings in 1995, Windsor married Scott Mitchell, just 5 years later. She would remain with Scott for the remainder of her life. During the same time of her third marriage, Barbara was made a member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire in 2000. She was later given the Freedom of the City of London in 2010, awarded an honorary doctorate by the University of East London in 2014, and in 2016 was made a Dame. Unfortunately, Barbara was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2014. For 3 years the development of the illness was gradual, but soon after her 80th birthday, her condition got to a pretty severe state, which led her to withdraw from the public eye. Just 1 year before passing away, in 2019, she delivered a letter calling for better care for people with dementia on behalf of the Alzheimer's Society. If we left anything out, let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to check out the next video in this series.